And now, it's time for Healing from Within with your host, Tony Valen.
Welcome, everyone, to Healing from Within. I'm your host, Tony Valen. Joining us today on the show is Elena Bensonoff. She is a pharmacist, clinical health practitioner with more than over 15 years' experience. She is board certified in anti-aging functioning medicine and is an active member of the Society of Cosmetic Chemists. Ms. Bensonoff is currently working on her master's in metabolic and nutritional medicine from USF Medical Center, and she has studied multiple healing modalities with different masters. She is the president and founder of Wholistic Inc., a 100% natural skincare company with an emphasis on disease prevention and well-being through education. Wholistic Inc. is one of the few companies selected for the title of Champion of Safe Cosmetics. She is also the creator of the Holistic Chakra system, which she utilizes in her energy healing. You can get a hold of Elena at www.wholistic.com. There's also an icon for Facebook. Just click on the Facebook icon. It'll take you right to her Facebook page. You can email her directly, Elena at Wholistic, WHOLISTIC.com. Welcome, Elena, to the show. Are you there?
Yes. Hi, Tony. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of your show.
Well, thank you. We're very excited to have you on the show. I really, I've had a healing session with you, and I loved it, and I really got a lot out of it. So let's start off with the first question. What exactly is Holistic Chakra System?
Okay. So I created the system several years ago, and the reasoning behind the system was I wanted to create something that was simple for people to use, to find a moment in their day to be able to stop and do something for themselves to balance themselves. So the Holistic Chakra system encompasses many things. Of course, there are 7 major chakras in our body. Each one is correlated to different organ systems, and whenever a system is out of balance, disease is more likely to happen. So there's physical and emotional aspects to chakras. And the system encompasses, of course, color therapy. It's different blends of essential oils and also infusions, crystal infusions. There's sound therapy that you could do, positive affirmations, yoga poses, juice recipes. For people who don't really know anything about chakras, there's a brochure that explains everything about chakras, exactly what they are, the ancient philosophy, and the new scientific research that was actually conducted at the University of California by Dr. Valerie Hunt. She was the first one to prove scientifically the existence of chakras. So the system is very compact, it's beautiful, and it's very self-explanatory. And I also use the system during my healing sessions.
Wonderful. So from what you just explained, I know a little more about it, but I want the people listening to understand. You said there are 7 chakras. Can you just do a little more detail as to where they're located and what they really do for us, for people?
Yes. Okay. So the term chakras actually evolved from Sanskrit, meaning wheels of light. The chakra system is believed to be more than 5,000 years old, originating from India. And what chakras are, they're believed to be subtle energy bodies located within the spinal cord, carrying energy throughout the body to invite enlightenment. So you can see them as energy wheels that are vibrating from inside the physical body to the outside world, pulling the external universal vibrations into our body. And then the auric field around us radiates information to the universe about each individual. So the way that, let's say you walk into the room and you get a feeling, this place feels great, there are people here that I like, or you walk in and you don't feel comfortable all of a sudden. Well, you don't really know, but the way your body perceives it first is through your auric fields and through the chakras. So each chakra vibrates at a different frequency, at a different color, and different locations. So, for instance, the first chakra is correlated with the color red, and it has its own sound, and the sound would be lam. And it's located at the lam, yes, and it's located at the base of the spine, and it's often called the root chakra, okay? So a lot of times, and this is where we bring the earth energy, Mother Earth energy, from the earth into our body. And a lot of times people don't have imbalances, with their bones and legs and spine. The immune system and, of course, the adrenals, all of these come into play, and that has to do with the first root chakra. Okay, the color is red. Do you want to go over every chakra, or?
Sure. Just go ahead, and if we start running out of time, I'll cue you in. But for all means, please go.
Sure, we'll just briefly cover all of them. Of course, there's so much more detail than what I'm going to explain. So the second chakra vibrates at a color orange, and it is located right below the belly button, and it's the sacral chakra, and it's also associated with adrenal glands, which are your stress glands, okay? And this is the center where we store our emotions, so our anger and our fears are stored there. So this is our emotional center. This is the center where we carry stress and worry. The next chakra is the third chakra, and it's located right at the solar plexus, and it vibrates at the color yellow. And we connect with other people through the third chakra. It is the center of our ego. It is what gives us drive to do things in life. So for people, let's say, who are not grounded, right? But they have the drive. Most of the time, whatever they're dreaming of creating is not going to manifest. Their ideas are not going to manifest because they're not grounded. So it's very important to be grounded if you have wonderful ideas for a career or whatever else you want to accomplish in life. And some of the imbalances have to do with stomach issues. People with diabetes are more likely to be diabetic if their third chakra is out of balance. Fourth chakra vibrates at the color green, and it is located in your heart center. And it is our ability to give and receive love. And some of the organs that are linked to that are breast, lungs, upper back. The next chakra is our throat chakra, and it's located right where the thyroid gland is. So a lot of people who have issues with hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism have that chakra out of balance. And that chakra vibrates at the color blue. And also some of the problems that people have with this chakra, if it's out of balance, is neck pain, issues with their teeth and gums, and we also talked about thyroid, of course, and parathyroid gland as well. Okay, so the sixth chakra vibrates at the color indigo, and it is located right in between your eyebrows, and it's called the Brow Chakra or third eye chakra. And it is associated with pituitary gland, which is the master gland that influences growth, metabolism, and general body chemistry. So this is also the chakra that is responsible for our intuition. So people who are blocked in that chakra block their natural intuition. Okay.
So this is the chakra that psychics would use or do use in order to receive messages.
Yes. And some of the physical problems that people might have with this chakra would be vision problems, brain tumors, seizures, blindness, deafness. All of these have to do with the sixth chakra.
Mm.
Okay, and then seventh chakra is the crown chakra. It's located at the top of your head, and the color is violet. And what it is, it's responsible for bringing in the universal life force energy into your body. And it is associated with pineal gland, which is linked to the production of melatonin, which regulates our body clock. So melatonin is responsible for, of course, our night and day cycle for sleeping. So people that have issues sleeping might have blocked seventh chakra. Melatonin is also a precursor to serotonin. So people with this particular chakra might have issues with depression or anxiety, and also with memory. So that is another chakra that's actually psychics use, is your seventh chakra, your crown chakra.
The crown chakra, yeah. And so I know that I've spoken to other psychics and other people that do this type of work, and they tell me that there's more than 7 chakras, but you only deal with the first 7, right, since they're more to the body?
Yes, the base 7, exactly.
By any chance, do you know how many more chakras we have?
Well, there's a book, it's called Micro Chakras, and I believe the guy talks about over 140, maybe 147.
Oh, my God.
So there's major ones, and then there are minor ones.
Wow.
So the major are the 7, and then there's, of course, 8th and 9th chakra, and that connects to our higher self. And then there's micro chakras. So there's some people that can actually read those, very few. But I believe the book is called Micro Chakras. So for people who are interested, they can look that up as well.
Interesting. So let's start off with, I wanted to ask you, how does energy healing work? You just spoke about the chakras, what they do within the body, but when you actually get into the healing someone, what can they expect from you, and what can they expect to feel?
Sure. Different people will have different experiences when they come for healing sessions. So normally the first step when someone comes in to see me is we would do something that's called grounding or rooting. And that is how I always start, is by a person rooting themselves, and then we clear their auric field. And then the person lays on the table, and the way that I work is by running the energy through their feet up into their upper body, working different chakras and different parts of the body. And some people feel tingling, warmth, cold. Some people feel relaxed. Some people have emotional releases. I do have people that cry on my table, and I find it very humbling that they feel so comfortable to do that around me. Yeah. Some people have clarity, and then people will also experience at night vivid dreams, relaxation, energy influx. A lot of times people will leave feeling really wonderful and balanced. Mm-hmm. And usually after the session, it takes about 8 hours for the energy to kind of balance itself out afterwards. And I do work with crystals as well, and, of course, using the chakra oils.
Wonderful. And tell us a little about your chakra oils, because I know that you offer those on your website. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, please. By all means, please tell us about it.
So let's say a person comes in, and, of course, I look for the session, and I look to see where the imbalances are, and then we talk about it at the end of the session, so people have some kind of guidance exactly where the imbalances are, and based on that, people will be able to use the oils that they need as part of their homework. Now, for people that don't have the ability to come and see me, one of the best ways and easiest ways to balance yourself, of course, is to buy a complete set of chakra oils. And they do come with explanation of exactly how to use it, where to apply the oils, the benefits of aromatherapy. There's a lot of information on the website as well, Wholistic.com, so people can find that there. And I find that it's very important, and there's 7 different cards that come with these oils explaining. So each card comes specific to the oil blend for the chakra, and there's a yoga pose that people can do. There's juices that people can make or smoothies out of them. If people are not sure which oil to choose, I usually say to go with your intuition or whichever color attracts you. Also, there's on the back of each card, there's symptoms of that are associated with the imbalance. So if people are not sure, they can open up the kit and read in the back of each card some of the symptoms that they might be experiencing, and then that would guide them into which oil to use. I always say that we all have to ground ourselves first thing in the morning. So regardless of whether or not you're grounded or not, it's very important to start your day with grounding. Mm-hmm. And then also calming yourself. And what this particular system does is allowing yourself a few minutes in the day, throughout the day, finding that moment of peace and not having to rely on anybody else but yourself. And you can meditate on these colors. You can choose any oil blend that you would like. You can meditate on the oil. You can meditate on the sound, on the color. So there's so many different things we can all do to bring balance into our body without having to drive somewhere. So this is a system that allows you to work on yourself daily.
Right. So I wanted to ask you, when you heal someone or you provide healing, does the person have to come to you? I know that, I don't know about healers, but I know like psychics and other types of people are able to do it over the phone and whatever. Are you able to feel or encounter any types of problems when you speak to someone on the phone?
I usually schedule people through text messages. Sometimes people will call me, and that's how we schedule. But yes, a lot of times I am able to feel what people are experiencing, but I'd like to not block it, but I would prefer for people to come and see me in person in order to balance them. I know there's a lot of times we can do distance healing, which works as well, but I do find that it's much more beneficial to the person if they come to see me.
Right. Okay.
And it would have to be more than once. So it would have to be, depending on an issue, it would be at least, I would say, 4 to 5 times that the person would have to come and see me.
In order to be totally healed, yeah.
Not totally. We can't claim total healing. So because that's a lot of responsibility on a healer's part. And I always say that the person that's looking for healing has to take responsibility on their own actions and their choices in life. So if you come in and expect for the healer to miraculously heal you in one day, and then you go back home and you were given homework, you don't do the homework, you don't follow the diet that you're supposed to follow, then you're not being responsible for what you have. And it's changing roles from being a victim to taking action and being proactive about what it is that you would like to happen in your life.
Wonderful. And I think that's a good way of looking at it, because in today's society, many of us go to someone and expect something, and we expect them to give us a quick fix, and we don't want to take any responsibility. And the key to anything is taking responsibility and control of your own situation.
Right. A lot of times, I'm just looking at the pharmaceutical medical industry. People will come in and they're taking 10, 15, 17, when I was in the pharmacy, 17 medications a day. And, you wonder, what are people thinking? And people are taking medications just to mask the symptoms, but they're really not interested in getting the tools and dealing with what it is the life is showing them. They're not listening to their bodies. So this is about calming yourself down and truly listening to what your body needs and respecting our bodies as these sacred temples so that we can heal ourselves. And healing has to start from within.
Absolutely. And that's what I definitely love. And I do agree with you. I think that unfortunately, I do have issues that I have to take care of. I do take medication, but I feel like that medication is only building me up to a certain resistance to that, and I'm going to have to go to a higher step and a higher step and a higher step until my body is completely destroyed because I don't do exactly what I should have done.
Right, but it's never too late to start, so that's a good thing.
Thank you, and I'm going to. I'm definitely going to.
Okay.
In reading about you, you state that you use chelation energy can you please tell us what chelation energy is and how it works?
Okay, sure. Well, not to confuse people, chelation is a technique that I learned from Deborah King. And there's, of course, if you are getting chelations, this is not to be confused with chelation energy healing. Chelation is also something that you can get by removing heavy metals from your body. This is not what we're doing here at all. The chelation is a technique of energy healing, and it's basically clearing your field by removing auric debris and then filling your aura up with energy. So imagine as if you're blowing up a balloon and then balancing the energy flow inside the balloon. So this is what we're doing. We're running the energy into the body, starting at the lower chakra, starting at the feet, energizing each chakra, clearing it, and so allowing the energy to flow freely through the body like it's meant to flow without any blocks.
Okay. I think I understand. So I wanted to also ask you, was this something that you always felt you had inside of you as a healer, or how did you become a healer? What made you a healer?
You know, people ask me this all the time. I think by nature, every human being is capable of healing. It's just a matter of being in touch with our bodies and realizing our abilities. So I believe since I was a little girl, I've always had a gift for being able to read people, to feel empathically for others, always have approached life with an open heart. And then about in the year 2007, when I went to study functional medicine, in my first lecture, one of the professors who was teaching said to the class, okay, well, now we're going to get up and practice Qigong. And that is the first time that I realized that I had feeling in my hands, that moving the energy with my hands was causing almost like an electricity running through my body. And after the class, I decided to sign up for a Qigong class with a couple of my friends and a wonderful person who was coming to teach us for several years on Fridays. And that opened my world for me. And then also I studied Ayurvedic medicine, which I loved, and it's ancient Indian medicine. And that also gave me tools to understand and know, that what I'm feeling is real.
Right.
And then, of course, I signed up for other classes, and the more classes I did and the more books I read, I realized that, I have this gift, natural gift with my hands. And as I started working on people, there's other things that started opening up for me as well.
Oh, yeah. And, well, I know that you're healing other people and you're doing all this wonderful work, but the other question that would come to me is, does this take a toll on you? Does it, tire you out or break you down to the point where you do have to take a break?
Yes, okay. So I try not to schedule more than 4 people a day. I find that is my limit. And yes, I do get tired, so I usually daily, I do different cleansing things. I try to go out in nature every day. I do exercise daily. And one of the best ways that I find that is cleansing for me is going to the beach. So if I can, of course, I'd love to go weekly, but it doesn't always happen. So if I'm able to go at least once every 2 to 3 weeks, that is really balancing for me.
Oh, wonderful. I just want to remind everyone again that you can find Elena and her website. Her website, www.wholistic.com. That's WHOLISTIC.com. You can email her, Elena, that's ELENA, at wholistic.com. If you go on her website, she has a Facebook icon. Just click on it. It'll take you to her website. And the other thing I was going to ask you, Elena, what's the next thing for Elena Bensonoff? What can we expect next from you?
There is always something next that's happening with me because I'm never at a standstill. I love learning. I love new things. I love life. So the next step for me is I'm launching a natural perfume line, and it's going to be under the brand of Orally, O-R-A-L-I, Orally Perfume. And it's going to be launched in the next 2 weeks, and that is really exciting for me. What else am I doing? Always creating. There's other healing things that I'm working on, and I will not talk about it today because it's not ready for the world to find out yet, but it's going to be something really extraordinary. And, of course, I love going to my psychic classes. I'm very grateful for those because I think that as a healer, there's information that comes into me, and it always is helpful to be surrounded by like-minded people and learning from each other. So I love doing that as well.
Oh, thank you. And I know that you do because I also go to those classes, and that's where I met you. And I'm so grateful for everyone that I've met and everything that's going on in my life because I feel that sharing that wonderful energy, and it's wonderful. It really does resonate with me, and I definitely understand what you mean. So is there anything else you want to add or share? Like, are you expanding anything or
I'm hoping that, the news is, I'm not ready to share the news yet, so we'll just keep it at wherever it is right now, which is U.S., and I am hoping to expand to the rest of the world in the near future, because the message is very important, and it is finding the balance within ourselves and remembering not to look to others to heal us. So yes, we're all here to help each other, to guide us, to guide others, but remember that we are the ones that hold the tools to our own healing, and we are our own masters. So these oils, the chakra system, what is wonderful about this is that we can use it by ourselves without having to rely on anyone, and master our own bodies, our own emotions, and heal ourselves. And I think it's important to have the right tools to do that.
Wonderful. Well, Elena, I really want to thank you for coming on the show. Our thanks to Elena Bensonoff. You can get a hold of her through www.wholistic.com. You can also email her at elena@wholistic.com. She has a Facebook icon on her website, and I know that she would be very excited to answer any questions and address any issues that you guys may have. You can talk to her about further information through the website. Elena, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on the show. And if you guys have any questions for me, you can reach me at TonyValen.com. You can email me, Tony@TonyValen.com. And I really want to thank you, Elena. Thank you so much for joining me, and I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Tony.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.